All right, eighth grade, we're back to work on our geometry calculator spreadsheet. Really great stuff that we've put together. We've got started with our area formulas. We got started with our perimeter formulas. Today, we're going to continue along those lines. We're going to wrap up two shapes today. We're going to do trapezoid. We're going to do all those formulas, both area and perimeter. And we're going to do circle, both area and perimeter formulas for that. Perimeter of a circle technically is circumference, not perimeter, but we're going to do both of those formulas. I'm excited to get to work on those today. All those formulas go in our formulas tab. So the first thing we should do is probably click over into the formulas tab from our calculate tab to our formulas tab. And once in our formula tab, you can see we got that sum function that we wrote the last time for triangle, and we're ready to move on to a trapezoid and circle. So I'm going to select cell C5 here, which is the area calculations for trapezoid. And I've tried to be helpful here with this spreadsheet by giving you all of the formulas, right? So the area of a trapezoid is base 1 plus base 2 divided by 2 times the height. That gives us the area of any trapezoid. So we're going to use this formula, but we're going to type it in Excel language. Anytime we're typing a formula or a function in Excel, we start with the equal sign. So we're going to start this one with the equal sign as well. And you can see in this formula, we've got a couple open parentheses, right? So we want to make sure that we're doing order of operations in the correct order. So the first thing we're going to do is exactly that. We're going to do two open parentheses. That's shift 9, so shift 9, and that gives us two open parentheses. Then we're going to look for our base 1 and our base 2, and those are values that are going to be entered into our calculate spreadsheet, right, the calculate sheet. So we're going to reference those cells. Specifically, we do that by clicking back to calculate, and we're looking for base 1. So there it is, and then plus base 2. So the first parenthesis is exactly that. We want to add base 1 plus base 2. So we're going to do a shift 0. That's the closed parenthesis because we've added base 1 and base 2. The next thing we want to do is we want to divide base 1 plus base 2, divide that by 2. So we can do a couple things here. The simplest thing, I think, is just use the division symbol, which is the slash, and then go 2. So divided by 2. You can also do times 0.5 or times 0.5, and that would do the same basic thing as dividing by 2. But we'll just use divided by 2 here for this purpose. Once you've divided by 2, we can end the other parentheses. So we're going to do shift 0 again. So right now we've got base 1 plus base 2 divided by 2, and now we're going to multiply that value times the height to get the area of the trapezoid. So we'll do a multiplication symbol, that's shift 8 for the asterisk, and then we'll select the height cell, which is cell E2 in this case, and then we can hit enter. So we've got base 1 plus base 2 divided by 2 times the height for the area of the trapezoid, enter. And you can see our function comes up there. We've got base 1 plus base 2 divided by 2 times the height for the area of the trapezoid. So we're on target. We're going to do the perimeter of the trapezoid next. And you can see here's our function. Our formula is base 1 plus base 2 plus side 1 plus side 2. It's all we've got to do to find the perimeter of a trapezoid. So if you're thinking sum function, that's good because that's along the lines of what we want to do. But because these 4 cells aren't in a row without other numbers in between, we're just going to do base 1 plus base 2 plus base 3 plus side 1 plus side 2. So it's going to be a little bit easier in this case than subtracting away values that we don't want in there. So again, a new function, we're going to start with an equal sign. With that equal sign in there, we're going to go back to our calculate cell. Calculate tab, and again we're looking for base 1 plus base 2 plus side 1 plus side 2. That's what we want, right? So that's going to give us the perimeter of the trapezoid. The distance around the outside of a trapezoid would be base 1 plus base 2 plus side 1 plus side 2. That's all of the sides of the trapezoid, which is the perimeter. So we hit enter, and there we go. We've got our trapezoid all checked off. We're good with that. Next thing we're going to do is circle. And for a circle, we use this number that we've all heard of. We all know it, right? Some of us have memorized some digits of it. It's pi. Now, we could use an approximation for pi. We could just type in 3.14 and use that to make our calculations. But because we're in a spreadsheet, which is a tremendously powerful digital tool, we don't need to. We can actually use pi or a more precise approximation of pi, which would be the number pi, right? Or as close as this spreadsheet will allow you to get to the actual value of pi. So what we're going to do is we're going to use pi for our formula. So again, for a circle, the formula, the traditional formula is pi r squared, right? So r squared means radius times radius. So we're going to do pi times radius to get our value. We could also take pi times radius and square radius, but we don't need to because it's just as simple to do pi times radius times radius. So the first thing we're going to do is hit an equal sign. And then to write pi in spreadsheet, it's kind of weird, but we're just going to type pi, right? And you can see the number pi. But in order to make pi actually work, we need to do an open and a close parenthesis. You can see now it's turning pi into the value of pi, which is approximately 3.14159 and on, right? I know those digits, and that's all you need. Once you've typed in pi, we're going to do times, and again, that's shift 8 for your the asterisk, or what would be the times symbol in spreadsheet. And then we're going to go to calculate because we want to click on the cell that is our radius. And here's our radius, so we're going to click there, and we're going to hit times, and we're going to click there a second time, right? So right now it's going to do pi times radius, and that is the formula for the area of a circle. So we can hit enter. And that's going to give us our value. Right now, it doesn't have any numbers in there, so the value is going to be 0. We're going to do something similar for circumference, right? Perimeter of a circle is actually called circumference. So we're going to do pi times 2 times radius, right? Diameter times pi, or 2 pi r are the formulas for the circumference of a circle. So we're going to use 2 pi r because radius is the only input value that we've asked for in our spreadsheet. So again, we're going to start with an equal sign. And then we're going to type our pi function, pi, open parenthesis, close parenthesis. And then we're going to do times 2, and then 2 times the radius. So we're going to click back to our calculate table, and we'll click on that radius cell. And then we'll hit the enter button because that's all we need to do. And now we've got pi times 2 times radius, which is 2 pi r, or diameter times pi. All of those things equivalent. We now have our circle formula. Circumference formula into our spreadsheet. So all that remains for us is these regular polygons, regular pentagon, regular hexagon, regular octagon. We'll do both area and perimeter for those, and that will wrap us up with our calculations. Pretty exciting place for you to be. Make sure you save. I don't care which one of these 4 functions you want to share. I'd prefer if you use one of the two circle formulas. So select either cell E6 or cell C6. With one of those 2 cells selected, take your screenshot, submit your exit ticket. We'll take a look at it, and we'll move ourselves ever so gently forward. Excited to see what you guys got. Have a great day.